Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Tess. Today's video is going to be a overview swatches of the new Colourpop Lucky Penny collection. I did a poll on Instagram. I think 2 of you guys didn't really care for the video, but 98% of you guys wanted to see a video, so I'm here to deliver. So if you guys are interested in today's video, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna zoom you guys closer so we can create a look together. I think this palette really is like giving me Natasha Denona bronze palette vibe. You know, it doesn't really have a lot of like highlighty type of a shade. These shades are gearing more towards like tan deep skin tone. If you do have my skin tone, I think this palette is slightly a little too deep for me. Just my personal opinion. Of course, it is very like fall appropriate type of a bronzy tones. If your collection is missing some of these tones, sure. I'm going to the shade Taken and kind of just like use that to define the lids a little bit. But I will say, I feel like the formula metallic in here are very creamy. You know, Colourpop does really creamy metallics, and then you do get the good creamy metallics in this palette. They are very pretty. Very like smooth, buttery. Maybe I should do a video discussing all the Colourpop's formula because it does vary sometimes. As far as the formula goes, I do really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go into this copper metallic shade. I'm going to... Ooh! Do you see that? Like, very powerful. And one swipe goes a very long way. It is one of my favorite Colourpop formula when they do the creamy metallics. I'm always really happy to see it, you know? And I want to go into the shade called Coin. Same brush, Ariel's 811. I'm gonna just like fluff it on the outer V. Alright, I'm dipping back into the shade Token. This kind of light bronze shade. I just want to buff things out in the front of my eyes. Okay, very quickly, I want to conceal my under eyes. I'm going as usual. I've been really using this one to death. I feel like the color and the tone is right, so it just covers the under eyes so well for me. I've been loving it so much. I'm gonna deepen the outer V a little. I'm gonna go into this shade, Making Sense. I do feel as though on the eyes, this shade is kind of not as deep as you like. So it may look like it kind of blends into each other. I don't know if you guys know what I'm trying to say. It kind of on the eyes looks like this shade right here, which I'm going back in. I kind of almost wish that, you know, they're not in the same type of a range. I feel like one shade can be a little lighter than the other, you know, otherwise they kind of look like same shade on my skin tone. But of course, if you have a deeper skin tone, this palette will be more suitable for you, just in my opinion. Alright, so for the lower lash line, let's go into the shade right here first. I'm using a BH short shader. Alright, I'm going to work on my upper lid. I'm going back to Ariel's 825. And I want to take the shade Like New. I feel like these shades can come off a little kind of too close each other, you know? And I want to kind of tug it. I almost wish they can have like a deeper tones. But it is what it is. I kind of just almost wish that they have a deeper tone and one lighter tone, because you can really highlight if you're my skin tone. But then again, Colourpop already has a whole lot of palettes that's gearing towards fair light skin tones, so I'm not mad at it, but just saying. I feel like these tones almost a little too close, you know? It kind of blends into each other. Alright, so for the inner corner, I'm gonna go into this shiny object. Again, this shade is slightly a little too deep for my liking. If you do want to highlight the inner corner, this shade kind of turned into like a little yellow bronze type of a shade, which is just not light enough. So I hope by now you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, this shade is just kind of a little not bright enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the sets. I'm going to go into the lightest shade called Streak. It's like a light champagne, and I'm gonna take some of that on a brush. The inner part. So hopefully you guys can see like what I was trying to convey to you. I'm going to highlight the brow bone with this as well. That's just a little too deep for my skin tone. I hope you guys can see. Bullion, the shade. Just because I feel like there's not enough depth in here. Kind of end up just kind of mud together. Yeah, I need some depth for sure. So one shortcoming about this palette is I feel like the depth is a little not enough. I wish there's more variety. Maybe some color a little deeper than this. It would be really nice. I know it is a penny copper type of a color story. I want to add a little bit of the depth in here as well. I kind of feel like you kind of just don't see the depth in here. All the shades kind of blend into each other. That's my only kind of a con about this palette. Put on some foundation. Let's move on to the blush sticks. You guys know I love Colourpop's blush sticks formula so much, but I do feel like these three shades are a little, I don't know, these tones with a little bit of a yellowish kind of a tone kind of wash my skin tone out. A little yellow orange is just not my top picks from their blush stick line, but I'm still going to try it on the face for you guys so you guys can see. They do come in 3 shades of the blush sticks and 3 shades of the highlighting sticks. You guys probably already saw it. I swatched it on the back of my hands, and I think let's go into the deepest darkest shade. You guys can see they kind of all turns out a little similar. I'm gonna go into the deepest darkest shade called Got Change. Alright, so I'm just gonna go into at the back of my face. I'm going to kind of lightly blend it out. It's still pretty though. I really enjoy their formula. This is the shade Got Change. When you do build it up, it is very pretty. Okay, I'm gonna put some more on this side of my face. I'm gonna clean the brush real quick. So on this side of my face, I'm gonna put the lighter shade so you guys can kind of see what I was talking about. All right, let's do the shade Spot Me on this side of my face. You see what I'm talking about? It's a little bit of that yellow orange shade. And when you blend into the skin, it kind of just like, I don't know, you guys let me know if you sort of get what I was trying to say. Build it up some more. Build it up a little more. Formula is beautiful though. But the color is a little, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can tell, there's just like that yellow-orange undertone. It's not necessarily the most flattering as a blush, just on my skin tone, in my opinion. Oh, this is the shade Spot Me. Let me clean up the brush real quick. On this side of my face, I want to go into the lightest of the bunch called Cash In. And I just want to show you guys, it kind of just like looks the same. This shade has a lot more of the peachy tone in here. Honestly, like from a distance, you would thought this shade is this. Like I said, I kind of feel like these three shades are a little repetitive. It kind of looks the same on the skin. Let me put a little more. Yeah, here's that yellow orange with that yellow undertone in it. I don't know if you guys can tell. So this is the shade Cash In. Alright, I don't know if you guys can tell. This is Cash In and this is Spot Me. They all end up kind of look the same, huh? I don't know about these colors. I'm just not super duper in love with the colors. The formula is beautiful, but I would say if you really want to get that one shade, maybe got changed the deepest shade here. It makes a lot more sense, you know. These two shades just kind of look the same on the skin. Don't buy all three. Just pick a shade that kind of is something that you would reach for. If you like something that's more like a bronzer, you know, I don't know how it will show up on you if you have tan too deep. Don't use me as a reference because I have fair light skin tone. Out of the three light stick, I'm just gonna go into the lightest. The rest doesn't really work on me. This is the shade on the streak. It's the lightest of the bunch. I'm just going to lightly dot it on. I use my finger to kind of tap it out. The light stick formula is, it's not really sticky. It's kind of like a cream to powder type of a vibe. It's nice. I haven't really reached for any highlighter, like a traditional highlighter, for a long time, so I can't really say that these are my absolute favorite. They're kind of like A-okay for me. If anything, I still like the blush sticks a lot more than the light sticks. And we can move on to the lips. Okay guys, last but not least, they come out with 3 Luxe Velvet Liquid Lip, 3 new colors. I will say out of everything in this collection, I love the lipsticks. I do reach for it quite a bit. So I'm going to, of course, try every shade on for you guys. The first shade is Penny Pincher. Very pretty. I really enjoy this color. I feel like it will go with quite a bit of a cool tone type of a looks. If you do have blue eyeshadow, green eyeshadow, they will look really nice with this. So this is the shade Penny Pincher. Okay, the next shade is also one of my favorite. I really like this shade called Try and True. It's like a mid-tone orange nude, which is so delicious. Love this shade. Again, this formula is really nice. Very lightweight, velvety, not very dry. So this is in the shade Try and True. It goes very well with this look as well, or any of your bronzy tones. Okay, last but not least, let's go into the shade On a Roll. Again, these type of colors are very easily to very patchy, but this shade is not patchy at all. This is the shade on the roll. Let me just give you guys a little bit of a rundown of what I think. I do feel like the palette is just not a favorite of mine. I feel like it's a skin tone issue. It's not so much of the palette issue. If you do have a deeper skin tone, like a medium tan skin tone, you might enjoy this a little more than I do. I just feel like the lightest shade is not light enough for me. The darkest shade is not as deep as I will hope, and also the in-between shades kind of blends together a little too closely. Yeah, this palette in general is just not my favorite. I probably would not be reaching for it, being completely honest. It's not my favorite thing out of this collection. Again, for the blush and the light sticks, I don't really care for the light sticks. If the color blows your boat, go for it. I think the formula is okay. The blush sticks, I absolutely adore the formula. Again, I feel like it's the color selection in this collection. It's just not really screaming at me. If you're not my skin tone, this shade might suit you better. I have like a fair light with yellow undertone. I do feel like sometimes blush like this color or this color can kind of just like, I don't know if wash out is the right word, but it just doesn't make my cheeks pop, if that makes sense. So again, like the formula, but these colors are not my absolute favorite. If you want to go for one, I would say the deepest one is quite nice. Got change. Another thing that I like to do with these blush sticks is I like to use it as a lipstick. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the shade Spot Me, the lightest shade. I'm just gonna dab it a little bit on top. Yeah, I do enjoy it as like a lipstick moment. So again, I mean, it's really up to you guys if you need these colors in your collection for your blushes. And finally, my favorite thing of this collection is definitely the Velvet Liquid Lip. Really enjoy the formula. They're lightweight, it doesn't really patch off, and it's very comfortable. Not super duper drying at all, and I really enjoy this formula. Three of the shades, I definitely love the two lighter one. But if you want to be a little adventurous, want a little bit of that strawberry type of a red, this one is really nice as well. So it's really up to you guys which color that you want to go for. I think the formula of this is really lovely. Enjoy the lipstick a lot. That's the overview for the Lucky Penny collection. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are interested in this collection, if there's anything that you want to pick up, or if you're not feeling this collection, do comment down below, let me know. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.